Guys, got to be careful. That exercise is going to kill you.
I know, just like everything else.
Greetings, flesh creatures. It is I, Megatron, on behalf of... Greetings, flesh creatures. It is I, Megatron. On behalf of TFYLP, I want to congratulate you for listening to the most refined collective podcast on this miserable little planet Earth. Yes. Here you'll find knowledgeable fans discussing every aspect of Transformers and beyond. Now, enjoy the show while I continue my path to complete conquest of all of you miserable biological entities. Predacons, terrorize!
Look at the forehead.
My name is Phil. Welcome to TFYLP, episode 3974. I don't know. I can't count. Who's paying attention to this? I am here tonight with Nicholas.
Hello!
Who is sometimes Destron. Rob, who
Hi.
is not always Destron. Rick,
What? Here.
who is never Destron. And then Peter. And Peter, what are you?
I'm forever
You're
Destron.
forever Destron. All right. So, Lucas cannot make it tonight. Lucas, unfortunately, was drafted by the Denver Broncos as a punter. So, I don't know when the next time we're going to see him is. But, good for him. I know he's been working on that. So,
Also, happy birthday to Lucas, who isn't here tonight.
yes, happy birthday to Lucas.
Yes.
Yeah, but,
The
yeah, so.
Broncos. God.
Yes, the Denver Broncos. If you're not from Denver and you've ever watched The Simpsons, that's all you will ever think about when you hear that team's name.
Denver Broncos.
Yeah. So, we are here to talk about Transformers, specifically Transformers on the big screen. And we're going to see a bunch of Transformers on the big screen. So we have got some,
Are we, though?
Right. Beat Transformers Rise of the Scorponocks.
Transformers Rise of the One, the first Transformers animated movie ever.
Ever.
Oh my God! They're finally doing an animated Transformers film?
Yeah.
What a
Can't believe it.
concept!
Did you see that the Twitter post got flagged as like misleading information? And it has here's the relevant content and like what corrections people are suggesting for it or something.
I love
It was
that.
awesome.
That somehow gets flagged, but anti-vaccine stuff,
It was great.
Honestly, I'd prefer that to be flagged versus real life information.
Well, I take it back. I saw a screenshot of somebody showing that.
Oh,
So that
okay.
could have been a joke.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't really use Twitter. But it also could have
It's
been
a
real.
dumpster fire. I don't go there.
Yeah. So lots of big announcements, lots of big news when it comes to Transformer fandom and what we're going to see. So we got the new trailer, and then we got a ton of news about the Transformers animated movie, which is in the works, including what was a Paramount executive that said this is going to be the first Transformers animated movie ever, of which we all agree.
They don't
we hope that
know.
person got fired.
Whoever their Twitter person is.
Yeah.
I think they meant Paramount's first animated Transformer movie, but they left that keyword out.
Yeah.
It's because they have a 20-year-old doing the Twitter, so
Yeah.
they weren't alive. They weren't alive when the first movie came out. When the first ever Transformers movie came out in 07.
That's quite possible.
Nick, you're so old.
When we started this podcast, Robert had hair,
That's very incorrect.
and I was thin.
So, where do we want to start? We want to start with the animated movie, or do we want to start with the trailer?
I'm more look. my time is limited tonight, so I
Let's see what
rather
Rick wants.
focus my energy on the live action stuff. If we can go there, if we can do that.
Energy. That's one of my favorite bands.
I heard they're selling.
See,
some
guys,
drumsticks.
that's a reference to the animated movie that's coming out in a year or two.
All right, Rick. So you watched the trailer. What were your thoughts?
All right. After digesting the trailer, I had gotten when I first saw the trailer, I experienced an emotion I was not familiar with when it comes to these live action films, which says something because I have worked on some of them. It was excitement. So, and then I had time to digest it and think about it, and you know, pause and look and go, oh. So here's obviously spoilers.
The trailer.
You can't
Does it
have
count as
spoilers
spoilers
for a trailer.
I don't think so.
God,
Right,
Some people would.
right.
marketing
So,
materials are not spoiler.
The trailer shows Unicron, and it shows Unicron around a planet. And at first I thought, oh, that's Earth. Oh, Unicron shows up, and everyone's going to not see them because only Transformers can see Unicron. Right? That was my first thought. But, that's not Earth. That's a different planet, right? That's like the Beast planet, or it's Earth of the past. And Unicron hides himself inside of Earth. Like Unicron hides inside of Earth, and that's all leading to the glorious return of Sir Michael of Bay for a direct sequel to Transformers: The Lost Knight.
Wherein they fight inside of Unicron's urethra, right? Isn't that how
Right,
that
where
went?
they fly the Enterprise into Unicron. They fly the Enterprise like Return of the Jedi into Unicron, and then they got to blow up the Spark Core, right? And along the way, lots of Scorponox attack. Right?
Happy
there's
birthday, Return of the Jedi.
There's a Scorponok armada in this trailer. Everybody's Scorponok. It's the only beast that exists. You're a Scorpion. You're a Scorpion. Everybody's a Scorpion. Oh.
There's
And
some
at the
very
end of the
graceful
battle,
movement there, Rick.
There's only one Scorpion left, and that's the one we see in the 2007 film.
But he's a pretender, and he changes into Hank Scorpio.
You brought it full circle.
I brought it full circle to the part that wasn't on the podcast, but I'm sticking with it.
No, it was. We talked about Simpsons.
We always talk about The Simpsons.
So
You put Phil and I in a room together, we're going to talk about The Simpsons.
Yeah. I know nothing else.
So that's what I think. I think the trailer, as far as Unicron goes, I don't think Unicron's the big villain. I think when you see Scourge and Unicron talk, that's like a mental projection or something, or like Scourge goes inside his nemesis matrix, and he talks to Unicron that way, and Unicron's already inside the Earth, hiding.
There was a
hiding. He's hiding inside the Earth. He's hiding here inside the Earth.
Your pancreas?
There was another one of our Transformer friends, I think it was Andrew, I can't remember, that said that he thinks like the whole, it's that Unicron, like, you know, you're suggesting, Rick, like isn't the big bad, like it's, you know, either, you know, it's like a prequel, but those are reflections to the past. And the whole time when they're like, oh, he's coming, they're talking about Scourge, you know, or the Herald of the Unicron, you know, some shit like that.
Right. Right.
Which that would be really disappointing. So that sounds correct.
Right.
So let me ask you guys this.
It's disappointing, so it must be correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it reminds me of Galactus in the Silver Surfer movie. Like, remember how disappointing that shit was?
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be more what we see here.
What
Did
I
you guys
noticed
notice that
about
there were,
Unicron is that the animation model seems to have a big plastic stand where the toy sits. So all the little arms off the side and the top are skinny, right? But then it's got a big base, a big arm that goes off the bottom to the ring, and it looks like that's where the toy's going to sit. So I expect a HasLab Unicron that's like 3/4 or smaller, the size of the other Unicron, for the same price to come soon.
Can only hope. What were you saying, Peter? Did we notice what?
Did you guys notice that there were Armada dead ends or bugs or whatever the Japanese continuity name for them is? The little balls, like spilling out of Unicron in like one shot, and Bumblebee's like falling and shooting them.
And
So it's
yes,
it's Armada Unicron.
no, and only
Oh my
two
God,
of them
I didn't
remain,
catch that
and then they
reference, which is
combine
wrong.
with Devastator in Revenge of the Fallen.
I am
And then they
directly underneath the enemy scrotum.
I mean, all Unicrons are Unicron, right? There's only one.
There's only
Like-
one, except
No,
for the
they get
time
away
that
with that.
they got rid
Right.
of that.
Yeah,
Just
They
like
were all
Galactus,
one
there's
for a
only
minute,
one
and then they
Galactus.
and now they're not.
yeah.
Right, there's only one
So all are
Galactus,
one.
except for when they're can't be because of the story needs.
So I just had a thought based upon what you guys were talking about, that this wouldn't be necessarily like, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer with the crappy Galactus. If we were to put this with a Marvel movie comparison, what if this is just basically like the first Avengers movie, where we got at the very end the intro to Thanos, and
But
so we get
the original
That requires thought.
Avengers movie was good. The first
Well, and
Avengers
also-
movie was enjoyable.
They can't build up to Unicron because they already did that in last night, right? Like they took care of it. We're good now. We
But
put on a
this is like
cream
basically
or
like
something.
the big bad is the herald of
Yeah.
Unicron, and then the next movie will be everyone fights Unicron, and then we'll be
But-
back to like.
I don't want to think there
2025.
being more of this shit, man.
Wasn't Quintessa in the last night
It's
the
a
Herald of
Unicron
Unicron?
trilogy.
Wasn't Nemesis Prime controlled by Quintessa, the Herald of Unicron?
Right.
Wasn't
And
yeah, Nick
they're
hasn't
gonna
seen
kill
these movies,
Scourge
so
and-
he doesn't know
I
what's
did.
going on.
Oh, I watched them for the pain list. I've seen them
Oh.
now.
Oh, good
I
for
don't-
you.
I honestly don't remember 4 and 5 really at all.
Yeah.
And I barely remember
was
3.
very
1 and,
drunk.
1 and 2 I seen. I remember.
what do you mean? Those are the best ones. Those were the best movies. Those were the best
exist.
2 films. The only one
I
that
mean-
mattered.
You can take your mother to see them. You can watch them with her. Tell her hi. See how
Say
she's
hi to your
doing.
mother for me.
Yeah, you go.
I took my mother to most of those.
I'm
Wow.
sorry for your mother.
She must have beat you as a child, and you're like,
What?
payback, bitch.
Well,
So
one of them she had just suffered a stroke, and she was wearing her stroke helmet. So we went to see Age of Extinction. I have a photo of her at the lobby of the theater with her stroke helmet on, just like
I'm dying.
looking so happy.
I'm
so
sorry.
happy to be there.
I'm a little ignorant of what a stroke helmet is.
She
Is
had
that
had-
like the Bumblebee mask that transforms?
It looks like it looks like a. I mean, you could put the faceplate over it, but it's like a helmet. She had a big chunk of her skull removed to relieve the pressure on her brain. So they like put a skin flap over that and then a helmet over that, and so she looks like a freaky deaky sci-fi boxer. She did in that photo anyway. And about halfway through the film, she leaned over and she's like, because Age of Extinction was so good, she's like, "This isn't how it's supposed to be, is it?" And I was like, "No, Ma, it's not."
I
thought you were gonna
said
say she
leaned
leaned over
over
and-
and she said, "I think I'm having a stroke." No, Mom, that's just the movie.
It was a good time. And we're gonna go see this one in theater.
Hey, I remember I went to see the Age of Extinction, and I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, all right, this is a good movie. This is a good movie. And then I realized that the Dinobots had not shown up yet, and I realized that there was like another hour of the film left. and then I went, oh.
you know, like
shoot.
honestly, like that's a better comparison. I think Unicron in this is going to be like Dinobots in Last Night and Devastator in Revenge of the Fallen, where like they have no point in being in the movies and they're just wasted and
Or
just
the Fallen in Revenge of the Fallen.
They're just the draw. They're
at
just
least he
the
has a
draw,
few
and
scenes. You
they're
know,
gonna run around and chase the thing to get the thing, so they can find the thing to stop the bad guy who's after the other thing, which will activate the thing and draw in the big bad
Right.
thing, which in this case is Unicron.
all right, who
Right.
all is like watching this trailer and thinking, wait, like we already know Bumblebee's and like they're trying to have their cake and eat it too, right? With the Bumblebee movie, like they obviously it wants to be a reboot, but they want to say no, it's not a reboot unless you want it to be. You know, and I think I was watching this and it was kind of
seems like they are trying really, really hard to make me not care about the thing that I really want to care about. I want to care. I want to like this movie.
yeah,
I liked Bumblebee. I enjoyed it. I can say that out loud now.
yeah.
But like, Jesus Christ, the right hand needs to know what the left hand is doing at this point. Stop contradicting yourselves.
Well, that's
Are we
Doing
doing
this or
seven
we not doing
hands?
this? What's going on?
They're in tandem. They're in tandem. They want to sell you toys, and they're
Yeah,
gonna do
well,
it.
they are quickly burning me out.
But contradicting what happened in the previous film is par for the course. Every
Why I don't
Transformers
like those
film
movies.
contradicts what directly transpired in the film before it. Every single film.
I mean,
Maybe
were
they
saying
could
it
who's
before-
reminded of
not
the Short Pack?
do that for the love
Y-
of
y'all-
God.
Y'all remember the Short Pack comic, right? Like I feel like
I'm
you
sure.
remember this one, Nick. Where it's like Prime is talking to movie Megatron. It's like, wait. And so while you were frozen in Earth, you also had, Sentinel doing this, and had to rely on somebody getting through the desert holding a sock of the Matrix, and like Megatron's just like, I like to have backup plans. Yeah, and this just continues that nonsense. Although I still think Bumblebee's more like even glancing through the first 50 of these things, like if you're not thinking about it, you may not realize how much they don't fit together. But Bumblebee has some like really obvious stuff, like the way it ends. It's like, wait, Prime's there now. Like that's a big point that they make really obvious. Like it already doesn't fit.
Well, it
And so
doesn't mean that
this one at
Prime
least
can't
looks
go
like it
back to
picks up off
space.
of that.
Optimus can go back to space.
I guess that's what he has to do.
That's what he went to the dark of the moon. And
He
he
can
was
pull a
looking
Poochie.
for he was looking for he went to the east end of the moon. That's the tie-in comic. Transformers East End of the Moon. East of the moon. And that's where Optimus was. He never thought, oh, let me go to the dark of the moon. Because who knows what's on that? It's dark there. I'm not going to go.
Scary.
So, yeah. And the Decepticons control west of the moon.
I don't know. I didn't watch this until today because it's like, hey, they're like, hey, you wanna come on the show? We're gonna talk about this. And I was like, I should probably watch it then. I watched whatever the last one was. That was last night. Was the last Bay one, right?
Yeah.
I downloaded it illegally. Oh no. And I still think I paid too much. And even then, I had to watch it in two parts. It was
I literally
fucking
got
bad.
paid to watch it, and I think I paid too much.
Oh, man, it was just rough. So I don't know.
Should
I
we
just don't
talk
care
about
anymore.
how this movie does something that no other Transformers story has ever done in live action or animation? And that's take a human and put them front and center of the action by giving them Cybertron exosuit.
This car
What
is
is
a
that thing?
transformer.
What is that they give him?
It's gonna be an
some
exosuit
kind of.
or
If
something.
I
Exosuit?
had to name it, I would call her some kind of.
Now you're riding in style.
Yeah, some kind of kicker action, which reminds me of Kicker from Transformers Energon.
That would be rad.
My son, when he watched it, didn't see the part where you see the whole body in like a Transformer suit and thought it was like the Earth Spark wrist gauntlet thingies.
Oh, good tie-in. Yes.
It's
Yeah. little
morphin'
kid-
time.
Yeah. Kids don't know. Kids.
No.
I guess
don't know.
he's not Circuit Breaker then, huh?
Oh, I can't wait for them to introduce ultra sexy Josie Beller in her tinfoil bikini but they'll make her a 12-year-old for no reason.
Oh,
You know,
You know they once Bay's directing again, he's gonna be like, we're gonna need that 12-year-old, the buxom one. Yeah.
yeah. What's
Well,
gonna
let's have
happen
a
is
throwback to our Juliet Laws scene. 'Cause that was great.
they're gonna get the parents, they're gonna get
Laminated.
Shia's parents, and they're gonna de-age them, and they're gonna be pushing a stroller. I didn't know this until today, but did you know that in Revenge of the Sith, they actually recast Luke Skywalker? George Lucas didn't think that Mark Hamill could play a newborn baby. So they
joke's on
recast-
him. That guy can play
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. So I have more faith in Michael Bay. So I think when we see the parents, the Shia parents, I think it's going to be Shia in the stroller.
Will he have the bag on his head
And
that
the
says I'm not
baby's gonna be
famous
going-
anymore?
Does
Yeah,
he
he's gonna be
do
going,
anything
"What up?"
anymore?
What's up, Chief?
No.
He's done plenty of movies. Like he still
Is
made
he?
movies. Like, yeah, he did. Yeah,
I
he
thought
made
he
some more
kind of
movies.
got
I
canceled.
thought he was
recently.
done. Is he still doing shit? Like recently?
I know, like the "I'm Not Famous" thing. Like that was a series of art projects he did with somebody, with some, and like they did like three
Well,
or
I've already
four of
got
them. And then
IMDb
after
open.
that,
I guess I could look.
I
Isn't
thought
that
he
after
after
that,
turned
the
he
into,
went back
uh,
to movies after that. But I don't know if he's done anything recently. But he did do
Nothing
some
high
more movies.
profile.
No.
Yeah.
He
He did some army movie that was supposedly really
he
good.
turned into that Post Malone guy. That's him, right? That's Shia,
Okay.
right? And like Child
oh yeah,
No,
he's
I
done a
know
bunch
the
of stuff
guy
in the last couple of
you know,
years.
Community, right? Donald Glover.
Huh.
Like Post
Hmm.
Malone is just Shia LaBeouf.
No, I legit think he got canceled. Like I think he was supposed to be in a movie, and they had to get him out of there because like he there was some issues that came up. There was an ex-girlfriend that made some accusations.
Oh, I didn't
I
hear
know he's had.
that.
It
I
was
know
not pretty.
he's had like alcohol problems and
Yeah.
stuff too. Yeah.
Guys, I gotta step out for just 1 minute here.
We promised to not let all hell break loose while you're gone.
I mean, because it's been so structured up until now.
So we have Unicron, we've got Kicker, right? And we can confirm, thanks to the trailer,
Were those mini cons falling earlier?
the-
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
those little balls.
telling you, those things combine with Devastator and Revenge of the Fallen.
So come here.
And we can,
You gotta cup the
we
balls.
saw Air Razor talk, but so far, we still have not seen Air Razor or Rhinox transform in the film, which leads me to believe that they don't.
They didn't show us Primal transforming either, did they?
Yeah,
Yeah, they did in the teaser.
I mean,
Yeah,
okay,
the
but not
first
in the
one.
main trailer.
I thought they
No.
showed Air Razor in robot mode in one shot. They didn't show her transform.
I must have
know.
missed it. I
So,
don't think I've seen
what
her
are the
or Rhinox.
odds that Air Razor is Nightbird?
You're assuming anybody there knows what Nightbird is.
I'm assuming they don't, and that's why Air Razor is Nightbird. They're the same character, I bet you. She switches sides or something. Because, why have Black Arachnia?
See, what happens is Scourge, right? He gets the neurotoxin device from Bombshell, and he convinces Air Razor to reformat into Nightbird. And that is the true meaning
The
of
Cerebro
purpose.
shell?
Well, there's the theory that Scourge is a corrupted Optimus, Battletrap is a corrupted Bumblebee, and Nightbird is a corrupted Air Razor.
So is it an alternate universe? Is it a Shattered Glass story?
It could turn. I wouldn't see. I could see them doing that.
Oh.
I'm not going to
Suddenly
give them that
Nick's
much
interested
credit.
in something uninteresting.
No.
They're gonna fuck up everything you love.
No.
It's Earth 2. There's Earth 1, which is Bumblebee Earth, and then there's Earth 2, which, you know what, we're going to call it Earth -1, is the Bayverse. Right?
Why
And
do you
it's
guys
her-
get to be Earth 1? Why can't we be Earth A?
And then
See, now that was a Futurama joke, not a Simpsons one.
yeah, crap, the whole Shattered Glass thing. I don't give him that much credit, though. I can't give anyone involved in these films that much credit.
I mean, there was
I
that
was
sudden
surprised
push to have, 2 waves of Shattered Glass toys.
I was surprised at how much the beasts were in the trailer, somebody that again has pretty much ignored this
Mhm.
movie. I remember like most of the toy crap that's coming out seems to be more vehicle focused. Like not like all by any means, but and like I think some of the earlier trailers had more of it's Optimus Prime and Bumblebee and who I literally thought was Jazz until I found out it's just no, he just looks like Jazz and acts like Jazz and is a Porsche
But
like
it's,
Jazz.
But he's
it's
not
really
Jazz.
Pete
He's not
Davidson.
Yeah. And so I was just like, well, oh, hey, they're actually going to have Beast characters in this, I guess, at least some.
So
But that was a thing. I don't know why they're still there or how they got there or whatever, but I guess they're just hiding.
Look, we all know how this is going to play out. Think of the dumbest things you can think of, make that prediction, and that's what'll probably be right. It worked for me with Morbius.
so here's the thing I'm worried about.
It's Morbid time.
Every single movie that has Rise of in it sucks. Rise of Cobra.
Well, you know, every movie that has Transformers in it sucks. So, I mean,
Yeah, Rise of Skywalker. You know, I can think of one example that's okay, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. But pretty much every movie that has Rise of in it, it's just instant garbage.
I don't remember.
Ron had a good theory. What if Shatter and Dropkick are reformatted into Nightbird and Battletrap? I'd be okay with that.
What?
Okay, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't know who the fuck Nightbird and Battletrap are
No.
in reference to this
No.
movie. I have no clue.
No,
what that is.
Shatter.
Nightbird is the pinkish purple car.
Was that in
Yeah,
the
in the
trailer?
trailer.
Yeah.
Was it a good or a bad
Yeah,
robot?
it was a bad robot,
Bad.
theoretically.
She's a bad robot.
Okay, I did not see it at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Blink and you miss it. If you didn't see the
Battle-
toys already, you
I
wouldn't have known it was Nightbird.
Half of these characters are going to be blink and you miss them anyway. They're going to like making a big
Yeah.
deal
They
in
were
the trailer.
pretty good
About
about it in
They're gonna be
Bumblebee,
very
though.
important,
Like,
like
everybody
Jolt.
was
there were
identifiable.
3
Everybody had a
characters
personality.
in Bumblebee. There was
This is gonna be Jolt level, man.
Jolt level, yeah, just like where they say, "Look, it's Jolt," and that
Ele-
I mean, what? That's
Electrify
more than
those
the other two
parts.
characters got in Bumblebee movie. A name.
Did they name
I just
Blitzwing
want
in
it
the
to
Bumblebee
be
movie?
good.
Find another franchise, motherfucker. You're in the wrong goddamn town. The fuck you
George,
think
it's
you
beyond,
are?
like,
You new
Marvel
here?
focus.
Hit me again, Daddy.
Shitty
The Go
Marvel
Butt groups
movie
are
is
really
Fucking-
so
I'm fucking-
much better than the Transformers
I'm keeping it
movies.
55th Street. All right.
So I guess we're all in agreement on the state of the film. Is keep your expectations low.
Don't have them.
Set your expectations
I mean,
accordingly.
I mean, unless one of y'all is for some reason around me when this thing comes out, I mean, I'm not gonna see it.
hey, someone
For a
come,
while.
Come to Joe Fest. Come to Joe Fest in Augusta. We'll have a watch party. It's gonna be a good time.
When does
Because
this
there's
thing?
no
when
Joe
does
movie?
this thing drop? Like the turd that it is.
June 9th.
Oh,
Nice.
oh.
Okay.
I had this discussion with Lucas and Anna the other week, and I've talked about this with some friends. The week before Rise of the Beast comes out is the brand new Spider-Man Spider-Verse movie. I predict will be gangbusters.
All right,
The
Good luck
week
with your
after
Transformers movie.
Rise of the Beast comes out will be the new Flash movie.
Oh my God! It's
we've
dead.
seen
It's in
this
the water.
before. We've seen this before with a film called G.I. Joe Retaliation. Hey, what's coming out this time? Oh, Amazing Spider-Man. That's fine. Let's put out G.I. Joe 2 then.
I mean,
So-
if it's because you know the movie sucks, and they're like, "What's a stinker time slot that we can blame other actual good movies on for poor performance?"
That's
After we pushed
cynical,
it back
but,
a year and a half. We
yeah.
pushed it back
what-
a year and
what
a
if
half for
you just-
reshoots.
What if you just made a good movie? Just
2 year,
make
2
a good
weeks.
movie.
They did.
No.
They made Bumblebee.
Fuck you.
In-
No,
In about 2
that
weeks,
is not in the cards.
The internet will blow
It's
up
not on our bullet list.
because all the Transformer nerds will be in a tizzy because this movie got pushed back to December 25th, to compete against Aquaman.
They can't push this back because the toys are already out.
Let me tell you about a little movie called G.I. Joe Retaliation.
This movie, Transformers: Rise of the Beast, which will probably be renamed Transformers: Beast Machines, will come out against Aquaman on December 25th.
Because the seeds of the future lie buried in the past.
It's just like the Oracle told me.
Oh my god.
You know, I wish the Oracle was right, because that could mean there was no movie at all. And that would just be the best. It'd be Rise of the Best scenario. No movie.
How long before? You know what? I can't say that on the program. Never mind.
All right, so
That's for my other show. That's not for this show.
Why?
I will. Well, once with the local Transformers crowd, of which case I will hopefully be very inebriated for, and then once with my son because he really wants to see it.
Has he been misbehaving?
Oh.
Like I come home from work.
I don't want
Phil's
to
not
see
a good
Daddy.
parent.
Shut the fuck up.
I came home from work like a month ago, and I had to work a little bit late, and so my wife was just like, I was exhausted, I was tired. I just put on a movie for him, and it was Age of Extinction, and like my 8-year-old was just
CPS is knocking on your door, man.
I saw Full Metal Jacket when I was 7.
I mean, you know,
That's a rough one.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
My dad's like, "You want to watch a
Did you
movie?"
hate it?
Huh? No, I was just.
And that's why Peter's in the army.
Air Force.
Yeah, I really wanted to be in the army.
Wait, what was worth $5? Dad, explain that to me.
What we've got here is
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the whole Shattered
So did he
Glass
like Age of
thing
Extinction?
He did.
has definitely rattled me a
He
bit.
failed.
But
He's the key demographic.
oof, the whole Shattered Glass thing. You've struck a chord with me. I hope that
I don't think you need to worry about it.
I hope not either. Jesus Christ.
There's zero chance that's happening.
But
at least with this movie.
but they've written themselves into a hole that, despite all the other obligatory continuity errors, they can't bring back Megatron because he's frozen in the ice.
Yeah, they can.
So the
He got
Shattered
better
Glass
and then got
Megatron
refroze.
They'll just
will
refreeze him.
show up to aid Optimus Prime.
Oh, it's
And be
Galvatron
an
from the alternate
Autobot.
future. That's why the Twin Towers keep showing up in all those shots, because they're going to do the bit with Hot Rod strung up between the broken towers. No, too soon. Sorry.
Rhythms of Darkness. Come on, you got to at least throw titles out if you're going to do it.
They're going to
So no,
bring
what's
Shattered Glass Megatron into this. He's going to be a good guy so that the kids who watch Earthspark can go, yeah, that's Megatron. He's a good guy.
So Rick, what I think you're right about the Megatron thing, and I think what happens is he sneaks out, and as long as he gets back in the frozen dam before 6 a.m., before the team wakes up, he won't be caught. But if he does get caught, he's got pillows in his bed, so they think he's still in there.
In the eyes.
Right. He's got a Ferris Bueller thing going on.
Oh, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
They open the vault door.
Only if the final battle sequence is set to that fucking song from the end of Ferris Bueller when he's trying to make it home.
Yeah.
That I'm actually expecting like an Indian dance sequence somewhere in this movie between the Beast and the Autobots. So
Like a Bollywood thing?
Bollywood sequence?
like a Bollywood dance.
Am I the only one that thought the CGI kind of sucked? Like, it literally looked kind of like a cartoon.
It was
You know,
on
we've
par
always
with the
wanted
rest
a
of these
cartoon
movies.
Transformers.
Make of that what you will.
My
You know,
hope
they
is
don't-
that
They don't do a lot of practical effects for Transformers.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
I
you know,
just-
they
I
could have
don't
been
know.
like
It all looked very painted on,
Yeah.
like a cartoon.
season 4 of the original series with the Optimus Prime hand prop holding the kid.
They can't
That was-
do that anymore. Too many people
That was
died.
season 5.
Or whatever.
That's right. What happens is
Jesus, Nick.
it's the multiverse, right? And at the end of this movie, it is a shattered glass Optimus. So at the end of this movie, Optimus opens up a portal to all the different multiverses out there, and all the different Optimus from all the different continuities show up.
On
They
your
say,
left.
Welcome to Axiom Nexus or whatever.
Oh,
and then you gotta have Nexus
It's a
Maximus.
Transtech movie.
Oh boy.
They combine like that Cyber Optimus thing from Transformers Prime, the Little Legends scale toy.
Didn't you have somewhere to go?
Like I said, think of the dumbest thing you can come up with, and you're probably right.
I got it. I got one dumber.
And
at the end, Unicron's about to eat Earth, right? And like they're all there, and everybody's about to die. And then all of a sudden, we see Shia LaBeouf lean up in bed and go, oh, "What a nightmare!"
There are probably going to be mid and post credit sequences in this.
And then it cuts.
I'm so fucking tired of that.
Frankie.
I do not care.
Yeah. Then it cuts to the
Fucking
two
stop.
dogs humping again at the end of his bed
That's a better movie.
for no
Better
reason.
movie.
It just cuts to the dogs
Immediate.
humping.
They've got Michael
I
Bay
really
like leaning
watched-
in his director's chair, like, yeah.
You get that?
Cut.
You get
He's
that?
just
Oh, yeah,
counting his
free.
money.
Yeah.
I need to buy another island.
Careful, guys. If we get too close to the actual prediction, they might send a Pinkertons after us.
Wait, hold on. They get to the dogs humping, and then you just see Wheelie just like making it rain above the dogs. We're
That's
horrible
right.
human beings.
That's right. And the twins are there too for no reason.
We never saw them die on screen. So
Oh,
That's right. That's right.
Jazz
They come
comes
back.
out. He does the spinneroonie again.
Yep.
That's right.
5 times. 5 times.
5 times. 5 times.
5 times.
And then half of
Not really
Jazz,
half on
Jazz
Megatron.
is still there, but he's still in two pieces.
It's up from aliens, and it's just like crawling.
And for some reason, the Nemoidians from Star Wars show up.
Right. Optimus Prime. They call him Convoy.
Oh, scheiße.
So there's
You
an
invoked
animated
them.
movie coming out.
Animated movie.
Do we even know anything about it other than
Just the
Four.
cast.
here's a bunch of celebrities?
It's the
instead of
first
actual voice
ever
actors?
animated Transformers movie. That's what we know about it.
I
There's a,
heard.
there's a cast and like a silhouette thing that shows 4 robots standing in front of Cybertron, and it's like, hey, you've never heard this story before. Robots on Cybertron before a war. Who knew? They're gonna tell us.
Well,
What is it
We've
supposed to be
got a
about?
list of
I literally-
6 cast members and a director, and that's pretty much all we've got here.
Well,
About
with that being said, I'm going
Who's
to
our
excuse
director?
myself
Oh.
from tonight's festivities. Thank you for indulging my rantings.
I guarantee
It was
you,
fun to see you.
Thank you
It was
for
fun,
being
dude.
with us.
this 45
All
minutes
right.
is better than the movie. So
This is the whole post credit. This is us. This is us. While the credits are playing for a half hour. This is us. Yeah. And then here's the post credit.
and then
Right? Optimus goes underwater, and then he finds a volcano underwater, and sticking out of the volcano is another arc.
dun dun dun.
That's the
Dun,
arc.
dun.
It's the Arc 2 from Dreamwave.
It's
I hate
from
everything.
Gobotron.
It's secretly a
from-
GoBots movie.
Right.
knew it.
So the whole
Voltron,
time,
king of the
it was a GoBots
Decepticons.
movie.
There it is.
All right.
All right.
That was fun, guys.
See you, Rick.
I'm gonna delete you now.
Uh-oh.
What if it deletes him in real life?
No.
Oh.
No.
Sacrifices need to be made.
Right. So we're talking, the Transformers 1 movie, which is a terrible fucking title. Hopefully it's a working title and it'll change.
Rise of the
But, like,
One.
Rise of the One, we're going. Okay, whatever.
Dark of the One.
Dark of the One. Sure.
One of the
Revenge of the
Dark.
One.
One of the side.
Our
One of
director,
the side. Rise of one of the side.
our director is Josh Cooley, who wrote and directed Toy Story 4, which was decent. I enjoyed Toy Story 4.
Was that the one that made me cry?
They all were.
Wait,
Which one was the first new Toy Story that came out that wasn't like in the 90s or whatever? Was that 3 or 4?
Three.
That was 3. That one
the
was
one that made me
gut
cry.
3, the
punch.
ending of 3 was fucking
was-
brutal.
3
was brutal.
wrecked me.
Yeah.
I never saw 4.
No,
never
I
seen
didn't,
it.
4 was
I didn't
pretty
see
good.
Forky. I saw the one where they were all going to get incinerated, and they all hold hands, and they
Yeah.
just wait to die, and it's like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah.
everyone slow down.
So quick aside.
But speaking of movies that, make you cry a bit,
Quick aside.
he also wrote Inside Out. Bing bong.
Phenomenal.
That's pretty positive.
That's a really fucking good movie, man.
It is.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's really
So
good
he's done a
for
bunch of stuff for Pixar.
Yeah.
And he's done some voice work, but that's not important. That's not relevant here. But yeah, Transformers 1 is the big thing that he's, that's the next big hit
How
for him.
real is this?
It's pretty real.
I'd say it's pretty
Like-
real at this point.
Like I think back to like, I don't know, what was it? I don't know if Bumblebee came out of this, but remember at some point they're like, we got a writer's room and we made 20 movies, and
Oh,
you
they
got people
did.
they're like, oh, we're gonna do 20
And then they
movies.
threw it all out.
They threw it all.
And it's like they're not gonna
did
do
that.
20 movies. It's a fucking writer's room thing. Like they're working on it, but that doesn't mean they're gonna make 20 of movies.
Before
Shut up.
Bumblebee came out, during the last night or whatever, last night, there was a writer's room. They did create the expanded whatever verse, and then they, in the writer's room, scrubbed half of their plans, broke it into little chunks of movies, crammed it all together, and you can like, there are people in the know or whatever, but you can see where like that was from movie A, and that was from movie B. And that was supposed to spin off into something else, and that was supposed to be something completely unrelated. We're going to get to that later on a different series, but they didn't go through with the toy line, different toy line. Yeah, fuck it. And then they just released the movie. So the whole thing, and so yeah, it was all a jumble fart before last night even dropped, and then Bumblebee, like Nick said, by that point they were like, fuck it, reboot, sort of, maybe not. I don't know, whatever.
Because remember they did.
I think
that,
they did it just to make Paul mad and to make Paul argue with everyone about it every time. Mission accomplished.
Paul said the other day that the new movie is going to be the War Dawn plot from the one Transformers season 2 episode.
Season 2. It was called War Dawn.
Yeah, but just extended out for like 90 to 120 minutes.
We've never seen that before. We've never seen like pre-movie where like Megatron and Optimus, they might be friends, but then they're not. Then they start fighting, and Alita ones. We've never seen that before. And I, for one, I'm excited to see it done in a new, fresh way.
There's a Scarlett Johansson joke in there somewhere.
Sure.
His evidence, he says, is how much of the War Dawn box sets we're getting nowadays.
Yeah.
That's pretty weak evidence. I mean, like, they're not going to have G-Axis. And it's
An
gonna be a
origin
Marvel
story
G2.
set on Cybertron, home of both the Autobots and the Decepticons. The film is set to focus on the relationship between Optimus Prime and Megatron. Expected July 19th, 2024.
What if they were lovers?
Oh, we gonna ship them. We gonna
Mhm.
ship them. I shouldn't say we're going to ship them. They've been shipped so many goddamn times.
Some of the first fan fiction that I read in the 90s was
Oh, God.
Prime and Meg's. Yeah. Oh, I've read some really bad fan fiction on ATT.
Well, which is it Rule 34?
34, yeah.
Yeah. Rule 34. Careful, kids. Careful what you Google.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the voice cast? Changing the subject.
Thor.
Thor, yes, Optimus Prime is Thor. Chris Hemsworth himself is our leading man in this film. So that's sure to attract the legions of fans who just want to see pretty Chris Hemsworth, except he's not in the movie. So,
Or the legions of fans who can't tell which Chris is which.
maybe more of those.
Yeah.
But it's basically
Hey,
a
it's the guy
Marvel
who's in
movie, you
Mario, right?
guys.
No, it's a Captain America dude.
Oh yeah, because Chris Hemsworth is really known for his improvisational skill, right? That was the best part of Thor: Love and Thunder. Yeah.
Not Love and Thunder, but Thor Ragnarok had a lot of improv, and it was pretty darn funny.
And it wasn't his improv in Love and Thunder that was. I mean, in Ragnarok that was amazing. It was everyone else around him.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have any. I like Chris Hemsworth just fine.
I love him. I think he's great.
I love all four of the
Wow,
Thor
was
movies.
Love and Thunder a train wreck?
Really?
I like the second Thor movie, so
I don't even remember the second Thor movie.
nothing
Yeah.
happened in it. There was a blue laser,
Jesus
it went to the
Christ.
sky. And
Like there's
and
like red
lady
stuff
was-
that floats around at one point.
Lady's
That's
like,
literally all
I'm dying from the thingy, and they're like, I'll get you to the thingy to stop the thingy from killing you, lady, and then they do. The end.
Then here's
And then she gets cancer anyway.
And then she just it's all for naught
She gets better
until she
for a little
doesn't.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean the cast list is fine. It's gonna draw in
so
Marvel.
Chris Hemsworth is Thor. We got Scarlett Johansson as Alita, John Hamm as Sentinel Prime.
Sure.
Now, an interesting. Scarlett Johansson is Alita, not Ariel.
Oh yeah,
No one's gonna
I mean Chris Hemsworth is
If you-
Optimus, not Orion
Orion Pax,
Pax.
yeah.
So I mean,
Right,
it
but
could
if
just
you-
be what
if
they
you
have
put
to
in-
do.
if you put in the cast list Ariel, people are gonna be confused because no one remembers War Dog.
in this movie?
Yeah. No one's
Exactly.
gonna remember that shit.
Yeah.
The only people who remember that shit are weird 40-plus-year-old man children.
Don't do that.
Why do you have to go that way?
Because
Why
That's how it
are you-
is.
that's
Why are you attacking our key demographic of this
Own it.
podcast?
Just own it, man.
Who
else?
Keegan Michael Key as Bumblebee.
that could
Look,
be fun.
Yeah,
could be fun.
he's great. I enjoy him. I'm surprised Bumblebee. That's sort of an odd.
I'm happy to hear that Bumblebee has a goddamn voice actor.
Yeah.
Like, is
Yeah.
Rise of the Beast? Is he going to talk in that, or is he still just going beep boop 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 radio thing? Beep, boop, 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 boop. I'm so sick of that. It is the worst thing to come out of this whole crap.
Really
They're
is.
gonna
But
find a way for him to not talk in Rise of the Beasts.
Or this
Yeah.
is where he loses his voice. I don't know.
again.
Again.
Yeah.
Who else?
Keep going.
Or is that it for our star study?
No,
cast?
Lawrence
Brian Tyree Henry, who I don't recognize, is Megatron, and Lawrence Fishburne is Alpha Trion.
Yeah.
Cowboy
Brian-
Curtis, man.
Brian.
All right.
But he's probably not gonna be using the Cowboy Curtis voice. He's probably
Take two.
he's
probably
probably
gonna be
going to be
using his
using the
real voice.
Morpheus voice.
Whoa.
Is that a voice or is that just his voice?
He's,
I know Kung
he's
Fu.
speaking slower. That's not Morpheus, you dork.
I know.
What Kung Fu?
I'm Morpheus. Whoa.
Oh, he's also going to be
You
in.
killed
in,
my
in
dog. Whoa,
oh, he was in
Morpheus.
Into the Spider-Verse. I didn't realize he was. Look at this. Brian Tyree
Fishburne.
Henry is
Oh yeah, his IMDb is
Jefferson
like,
Davis from Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, it's
Prowler.
a stellar IMDb.
Oh.
That's cool.
Yeah, he is a top-notch actor.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm on board.
It's I don't know, like I know it's weird, I think, and kind of pointless to have stars do voice acting work, but at the same point, like, didn't the original animated movie that the Twitter person didn't know existed, like a lot of that was stars as well, like
Sure.
Eric
Yeah,
Idle,
Peter and
Leonard
Frank-
All of the new
yeah.
characters,
Were all stars.
were
Yeah,
stars.
Bud Nelson. Yeah.
Robert Stack,
Yeah.
It's like
Update.
been there again.
Orson
Which means
Welles.
Yeah.
all of the hot stars of the 80s were there.
I don't know. Goldie
Lionel
Hawn was
Sander. What?
First Kurt Russell.
Yeah, right.
Which I guess just means if they do, like, is this supposed to get a series or?
It's
Because if they
supposed
did, they
to
have to all be
Two
recast.
things
like,
you can guarantee from this movie. Thing the first, no one is ever going to show up at a convention. Thing the second, no one is ever going to reprise these roles. That's it.
But we have The Rock as Cliff Jumper. Buckle in. It's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
mess with the bull, you get the horns.
I mean, it's not like that was
You
The
get one
Rock's
horn over
first foray
here,
into
and you
television
get
either. I mean,
one
he was
horn over there.
in that episode of Voyager, right?
Was that
What?
what?
The Rock
The
was
Rock
in an episode of Star Trek.
Was in an
Voyager,
episode of Star Trek
definitely.
Voyager.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it before he was famous? I
Yes.
guess.
He was a famous wrestler. He wasn't a famous Hollywood guy yet.
It's like his first or second actual like acting role.
Yeah, I think it's
I was
before
watching,
Scorpion King.
Yeah.
Not to get too off traffic, but I was watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. I've never watched it before. I'm pretty far into it now, but like Eric Andre's in it. Like as like a PA or like an assistant on set. And he has a line in it, but it's Eric Andre not being insane, for a bit. I was just like, did a double take when I see him. I'm like, was that Eric? And then later on, he shows back up and has a line.
Yeah. That's like in the Coen Brothers movie Lady Killers, where Bruce Campbell is in the background and has no lines.
But Bruce Campbell was popular by then, right?
He was. I don't
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was it a cameo or was it just?
He's like, I think he's an actor in the background of something, and like he's like having a conversation with someone in the background. Like, is that?
He's an extra.
Sort of, yeah.
He saw the craft services table and just strolled through the set, and he's just in shots.
And they're like, oh, Bruce Campbell walked on the show. Fuck it, it's fine. It's Bruce. Whatever.
Somebody once told me a story about running into Bruce Campbell at a mall in between signings. He was, sitting out in the food court or whatever the fuck, and somebody walked up to him like, "Excuse me, aren't you Bruce Campbell?" He put down the book he was reading. He looks at him. He goes, "Well, somebody has to be." Closed his book, walked away.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
I think my favorite story like that, real quickly, and I cannot remember the actor's name, so I apologize for this. But it was a friend of my coworkers who ran into the actor who played Shooter McGavin in an airport. And he was like, he went up to him and was
also
like,
in Star Trek.
Oh my God, I love Gilmore, Shooter McGavin. He's like, hey, I've done other characters. I'm not, I'm known for other things. Thanks, but I gotta go catch my plane. And he was like, oh, okay, whatever, I get it. And then like he's walking away, and like 3 seconds later, he hears from behind. He's like, hey. And he turns around. It was the actor, and he does the Shooter McGavin like pistol thing. So he knocked him down and built him back up. And it's like, that's a glorious, glorious story. And God, I hope it's true.
I'm always, it's too off topic. I don't know. Is there really just anything to talk about here? Like, hey, here's a list of actors.
Here's a movie we know nothing about. We know 6 cast members of, and there's some, Scarlett Johansson joke about her playing something she shouldn't. I don't know.
What?
That's what I got.
What's the Scarlett
How is
Johansson
that any
joke?
different than anyone else on there?
Don't be rude about it, Nick, or don't say like the cringy stuff about it. I'm sure there is involving Scarlett Johansson, but like, what is the complaint?
No, just like the common like, oh, anything she's in is whitewashing.
Oh,
that thing. That's what I mean. I'm not taking shots at her as Black Widow.
Yeah, no.
I'm ignorant of what this latest internet controversy is.
Oh, this isn't the latest. This is what, 5-7 years ago or something.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. It didn't land because I couldn't get to the joke. So, bot washing. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Tune in next week as.
I mean, we're.
Is anybody optimistic about the animated movie or Rotten Tomatoes?
I might be more optimistic about the animated movie at this point.
I have no hopes. I have no positive hopes. It's not going to be what I want. I'm going to complain any way it goes. The toys aren't going to be what I want. The story is going to be a rehash of something I've seen 15 times before. I'm going to walk away unhappy. I'm going to complain. Hopefully kids like it. They probably won't. They'll probably say, I remember this. They did this on an episode of whatever. And,
let's pretend for a moment that it could be just like the first, 10 minutes of Bumblebee? What if the whole movie was that?
That was just shooting and running around. That was nostalgia on crack. It was fun nostalgia on crack. There was no substance. It was just like, oh, I think I see Thundercrack. Oh, no, he died. Oh, there's Wheeljack, I think. But now this movie says that probably wasn't Wheeljack. That was Wild
Well,
Drag.
we
It was
do get-
World
we do
Jorg.
get
It was
this
World Jorg.
Wheel jerk.
World Jorg.
We do get Urkel Wheeljack like flipping out his ear flaps in one scene in the trailer.
And he
Who
still
cares?
doesn't look like the Wheeljack from the Bumblebee movie. So that was World Jerk, and this is Wheeljack.
So
No, Slicer.
here's what I'll say in terms of my thoughts around should I be excited or not. I watched the
Dark
trailer.
Beast.
I watched the trailer. I was genuinely excited when I watched the trailer. I was like Rick and was like, all right, this is I'm more hyped for this than I expected to be. If I look at like the last couple bunches of Transformers media, Bumblebee, good movie, genuinely
Decent.
good movie.
It's fine.
Yeah, not a bad movie, and I think most of the Transformers fandom is on board
Completely
for it.
watchable.
Yeah, you know, except for like
I had fun, and I'm a
Yeah.
harsh critic.
Except for like, why are the special ops talking to an invisible person? You know, I don't know what's going on with that. John Cena, you can't see me. Okay.
I got it.
So then we had the Netflix stuff, which was
Next.
Transformers Cyberverse. Good times. Transformers Earthspark. Really good times. So
I gotta watch
out of
that
the
still.
last like 5-6 years of Transformers media, we've gotten more good than bad. They've gotten away. Like Michael Bay is not directing this. I know he's still involved. I know Deepa Ventura is still like got his name attached. My sentiment with those dudes is like they're just collecting paychecks at this time. And they're probably not that actually involved in it. So, you know, again, that is the reason why I am feeling more optimistic than not with both these projects.
I'm just disconnected from all of it. Like, and I
If-
have been for years at this point. Like,
If
I didn't watch Earthspark or
yeah.
Cyberverse, and
Yeah.
realistically, I'm probably not going to. Like, and I'm not saying they're bad. It sounds like they're good for what they are. I just don't think I care. It's just, to be blunt, why don't I care? I don't know. I just don't.
Ryan in the chat gets it. Bumblebee was just E.T. with a robot. We only praise it because everything else since '86 was rotten. Yep, that is
Well, the thing
correct.
I don't think we're all praising it either.
Oh.
I mean, some people do. I mean, but
I do.
I don't think Peter was either. I know I wasn't. Just saying, like, it was fine.
At one point, I was the #1 collector on Schmacks of all Bumblebee product. Now I'm the number 2.
Who
That's
beat
out
you?
of self-loathing.
Who beat you?
It's Ankle Dog. It's Ankle Dog. It's
of
always
course.
Ankle Dog.
It's always Ankle Dog.
So you're
I wonder
saying we
where-
need
I
to put
wonder
out
where I
a
am in
hit
it.
on this ankle dog.
No, just
That's the wrong.
need to
website.
put out a raid on his warehouse.
What if
yeah, I don't-
What if I just decided I didn't care anymore and I just sold it all, man?
Why don't you just sell the stuff you don't like? Start there.
All or nothing, man. It's got to be all or nothing.
Doesn't
Mm-hmm.
really doesn't. I haven't bought so little Hasbro stuff over the past year. I mean, I buy some, but like we're talking like 5 figures a year.
Oh,
from
I'm the
Hasbro.
number 3 Bumblebee collector. God damn it!
That was the worst. Like, I don't know. I
I'm
don't
behind
miss.
Peter by 2, and then behind Angle Dog by 4.
Why don't you sell all your stuff to Nick?
We probably overlap too much.
I don't know. I mean, I think there are some in our friend group that are excited for this stuff, at least.
I'm excited for it.
I want to be.
Sounded so unenthused.
I want to be excited. I want
remember-
to care.
I remember when Transformers were the only safe spot in my life, and they made me happier than anything, literally anything else. And it's not that anymore.
It's so.
And it
not
hasn't
that
been for a
anymore.
long time. For a long, long time.
I don't
So-
think it's been that since the Armada cartoon came out.
I get
For you.
more joy
For you.
these days. I get more joy these days from rewatching Steven Universe, Gravity Falls, Amphibia, The Owl House over anything.
You've named 4
Transformers
things that I've never watched.
You should.
I don't know what happened. Like Transformers was my thing. I pretty much just defined my life by it.
I mean, I can
And now
tell
I'd
you.
rather just watch
I
animation,
can
other
tell you what
animation.
happened.
You know?
I mean, it's just the people that actually care about producing, about creating something they're passionate about aren't there. And it's people doing work. It's nothing against them. It's their job and they're doing what they were told to do, It's a paycheck.
It's
I mean, we're all
sweet paycheck.
whores.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't do what I did if somebody didn't pay me for it. I don't want to do it. I mean, I don't hate it, but you got to pay me to do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't.
And it would be interesting even if someone wasn't interested in the series or the mythos or the continuity as a whole, it would be interesting to see some creators take on Transformers, because we know they've been in a war for a long, long time. What if we explored the time before the war? We could really make a movie. We could watch the relationship
between the first animated movie ever about
the
that.
First one ever, and we can talk about Optimus Prime when he was young and Megatron when they were like old pals. And maybe Optimus has a girlfriend. Maybe
Optimus it would be a lot of fun. You know what I would really like to see? The way that they did that Star Wars Visions, they've done 2 seasons of that now, or the second season is coming up or whatever.
Yeah, second season.
Do that.
Literally have no idea what you're talking about.
You're gonna have to describe it to us.
Have you guys not watched any of the Star Wars Visions stuff?
It is.
I literally don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, on Disney Plus, there's a series of animated shorts where different animation studios and directors take on Star Wars. They do different things with it. They create a whole new story that plays with the Star Wars concept.
Kind of like the What If series was.
Sort of like What If, but sometimes it's like it plays in universe, and sometimes it's its own separate thing. It couldn't possibly fit with anything else.
So we could get a Transtech mini movie, and we could get a Lost Light mini movie, and we could get a What If, I don't know.
It sounds kind of like the DC animated movies.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of good standalone DC animated movies that
thank you. Anna gets it. It's the Animatrix, you oldies. Yeah. Although Animatrix was mostly in continuity, wasn't it?
It was in continuity, and you call us oldies with the Animatrix, and that's 30 years old. So
20.
Good job.
20.
No, it's like 20.
35, maybe 40.
Stop it.
The point is Anna's really old.
Oh wow!
Just like the rest of us.
Just like the rest of us.
This beard is only white because I dye it that way.
Dye my hair.
Yeah. Rob's not bald. He just likes the ease of not having to deal with hair every morning.
No, I'm bald.
Oh, okay.
He's not even going to play with that. Nope.
I own
I'm not selling that.
I own who I am and what I am.
All right, I will say this, and I said this kind of about Cyberverse. A lot of the things you dudes complain about, if you go and watch Transformers Earthspark, it doesn't deal with that, and it's good, and it's fun, and it's lighthearted, and it has some notes, I would say, to a lot of those
bajillion other shows. There are other shows that I care about, or that I would enjoy more.
You say that without giving it a chance, so I don't know.
I don't need to give it a chance. I have a long list of stuff I'm excited to watch versus a kid's cartoon that I'm not going to watch it with my kid because she doesn't care about it. So whatevs.
My kid.
Transformers animated series that I actively gave a shit about was animated.
Yeah,
I like Prime.
I would.
Okay, Prime wasn't bad, but I was invested in animated, and Prime I watched, and it was cool.
And you know why?
Why?
The people behind it loved Transformers.
That shit matters, man. People don't think that shit matters. That's fucking matters. It comes through in what you do.
John Roberts, he wrote letters to Marvel Comics when they ran Transformers Marvel UK, and you can see his letters printed and shit or whatever, and in fanzines, he had letters written into them. That dude lived and breathed Transformers, and that's why he wrote, one of, if not the best series of Transformer comics we've ever gotten.
Yeah.
It's not solely because he's talented, it's because he was into it, So I could get into comics again. I just think I'm out of live action stuff. I don't think is ever going to be interesting. And I think the cartoons are they're aged under what I care about spending my time watching. It's not to say they're bad. I just don't think I care. So comics, they could still get me, but I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon.
Part of the necessity of broad appeal that they want to have to keep generating that big cash flow means that they're going to have big sacrifices in terms of what we oldies might be looking for in a Transformers cartoon or live action movie or series.
That's a bullshit excuse.
It's not a bullshit excuse.
There is tons of all ages shit that I watch and enjoy. There's There's good quality all ages programming. Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, across the Spider-Verse is gonna be phenomenal. Like,
and that's not trying to push an entire section of the toy shelves. It's trying to push a small thing on the toy shelves. Transformers is trying to push an entire fucking wall of toys at all times. And they can't do that unless they have broad appeal. I mean, I've watched the Star Wars section shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink, and the stuff that they're putting out on TV, I like it. It's fun. My kids and I, we all enjoy it, but they're not trying to push the toys. The toys are incidental to the narrative that they're pushing on TV, whether it's in movies or whatever. Transformers is trying to push the toys while telling a big, broad, epic narrative that no one gives a shit about because it's been so fucked for 15 years. So, and the movie toys typically suck ass. So, you know, I don't know what they're trying to do. People who know nothing about Transformers love Transformers movies. And that's who they're trying to appeal to.
Are they buying toys?
Well, they used to.
They fell off after the last couple movies. But yeah, they were buying the toys until they released Bumblebee for the 467,000th time.
We've come to this conclusion a couple times before, and I think the biggest difference between the Transformers media and some of the other media that we all like is Transformers is merchandise first, story second. Star Wars.
Hashtag to sell toys.
What's that? Yeah.
Hashtag to sell toys.
Right. Star Wars, Marvel, all that stuff is story first, merchandise. You know, it's.
I mean, I think merchandise is huge in those, but it's not toys. Like,
it's not toys anymore. It's always been merch, but it used to be like toys and merch.
Yeah.
Now it's merch and toys because everyone wants their Baby Yoda fucking shirt or Boba Fett hat. You know, like, oh, I got the Boop Scar armor, and look at me, I'm cool.
Posters and stickers.
I'm making fun, but
backpacks and
the car decals and stuff.
Here and there.
Everyone wants their "this is the way" and baby on board stuff.
My mom's about to turn 70, and she's got Baby Yoda shirts.
Boom!
Happy birthday to your mom.
Yeah, I mean, she's a nerd, and it's not till July, so you don't have to wish her happy birthday.
And to be clear, like, I'm a negative Nancy. Like, I know what I like, and I just don't care about what I don't like anymore. And I still like plenty of stuff with Transformers, but I just like. I mean, I think we have a bit of more sourpusses on tonight, whereas, like, I think like
you
legit,
can
like,
sell so much
Phil
more of
the
this
most
shit when the product is good.
If
like,
we had
Phil,
Surge,
I think really loves the franchise these days. Is that wrong, Phil? Like, because you do, like, not that maybe not the comics, but like, you've loved the cartoons for a while, and like, I feel like you're the biggest champion of them. So I don't want to bring you down. I want you to enjoy what you enjoy. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to yuck your yum. You know.
I think Anna and I are the biggest champions for some of the newer cartoons. And I did forget one piece of media that I did not enjoy, and that was BotBots. And we all know someone in this cast who you know lives and breathes that stuff.
BotBots.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I will say, like, a lot of the things we've sat here and said.
Although I never actually watched the cartoon.
It was cute. It was cute. And if we had Surge and Christian on instead of me and Rob, the tenor of this conversation, there would be one sourpuss, one guide for the conversation, and two champions.
I thought I was going to be the grouchiest old man here tonight. And somehow I'm not.
Like, I'm not bitter. I just accept it. You know, it's just like, it's like, oh yeah, I guess
you're just gonna lie back and think of Cybertron.
The cartoon?
What?
I can think of animated. Lie back and think of Beast Wars.
Yeah. Oh man, sidebar. A guy at work, we were talking about Rise of the Beast. They asked me, "Are you excited about Rise of the Beast?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm super excited about Rise of the Beast." And one guy, young guy,
giving my beast to rise.
Young guy cut in. He's like, I remember when Beast Wars first came out, and I remember looking at the screen and thinking, ew, this animation is so crude. And I was like,
really? Because it was fucking cutting edge at the time, you little shit.
My mouth said, well, it was a product of its time. But my thought bubble said, You're telling me your 2-year-old ass looked at a TV screen in 1996 and said, I'm just too fucking cool for this. And you changed the channel? No, you're a
Didn't hear you,
fucking
little
liar.
shit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the guy Peter's talking about is like, yeah, this young guy, he's 33. He's got a mortgage and 4 kids, and yeah.
Get off
Yeah.
my lawn.
Get off my lawn. Old man yells at cloud.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah. Why can't we attract new fans to this franchise?
Get out of here, kids.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, folks.
This
dare you
gate
like
is
Bayverse?
kept.
Soulcraft asks, if everyone hates the Bayverse, why did they let it keep going? And the short answer is Hollywood bigwigs can't admit they made a mistake. So they keep riding it into the ground until they financially have to do something different. And then they still lie and say it's not different at all. See also the Snyder Cut. See also anything that comes out of Lorenzo di Bonaventura's mouth.
I mean, it's what they know. At one point, it made so many gobs of monies that it can fail for a long time before they care.
As long as
they
it's
just
selling toys, they don't give a shit.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, like selling tickets, for the live action stuff, it sold lots of tickets until it didn't. But, Bumblebee brought back some cred, as well as they just had to fucking stop making them for a bit, to let people breathe. And now it's been a hot minute, and here's a new one with a big scary thing. They're hoping it'll draw in some people after Spider-Man.
Because you're gonna have all those guys.
Train wreck that is Flash.
All those guys are like, oh yeah, Unicron. I remember I had that toy when I was a kid in 1987.
Oh yeah. Right next to Masterpiece MP01 Prime that they had when they were a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My mom got me that for my 7th birthday.
This is the one that I had. This is the exact one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how many times a week I hear that in the comic shop.
Sorry. See, I'm disconnected from it. I only hear it tangentially. I can't imagine being in your position where you have to tactfully tell people that they're fucking wrong.
Tactfully.
Oh. Okay.
Have you not seen Simpsons? Have a comic store guy runs his shit.
Transformers were better when they were all metal.
Actually, no,
metal.
You did not own that. That came out 3 years ago, idiot. Goodbye.
I try not to compare Nick to comic shop guy.
Oh, I've wasted my life.
That's a signed picture of Sean Connery.
Worst
That's a picture of Sean
customer
Connery
ever.
signed by Roger Moore.
Oh, a sarcasm detector. That's a real useful invention.
Here, a movie made by Hasbro and their team very recently here that I thought would suck, and I loved the living daylights out of, and everyone I've talked to who's seen it enjoyed the living daylights out of it. Dungeons and Dragons.
I have heard nothing but good things.
That was good.
I really want to see it. I have just been
and
working my ass off and unable to get to a theater.
I know it's not the same team who made this, who made Rise of the Beast and Dungeons and Dragons, but I mean, if they can make an entertaining Dungeons and Dragons movie like that, it can appeal.
They even included a love letter to the old cartoon.
Oh yeah,
you talk about something
Easter eggs in that
where they
movie.
get it and it's made with love. It's like
Yeah.
Well, I heard that Dungeons and Dragons invites Satan into your heart, and I'm really worried about Middle America, those flyover states where they might not be ready for a little bit of Satan.
Satan's
I
set
for
up
one.
shop a long time ago.
I for one welcome our new horny overlords.
Hail Satan!
Because
Oh, Satin. Oh, did you see with the Dungeon and Dragon movies? Like, they made transforming toys that are coming out.
yeah,
And they're
with
not
the
like
dice slings.
crossovers. Why would you
They're
not
not-
brand them as crossovers? It means I don't have to buy them.
Well,
Means
because
you
they turn
don't
into
buy them.
dice. Or die.
Wait.
I bought the
Doesn't matter.
I bought the Mimic, which isn't out yet. I bought the Mimic just because, like, I looked at it closer, like it looks like it's gonna be pretty bad, but I don't know. It's a Mimic transforming toy. Who doesn't love the Mimic?
All they had to do was put the word Transformers in the package. I would have to own it, and now I don't. So thanks for not
Have you been going
branding
to your
it,
therapy
guys.
sessions? Because that is very incorrect. That is an incorrect statement. It is very wrong. Extremely wrong. Well, we lost Peter.
He'll be back.
I mean, I don't want to end this with Peter off screen, but I think we're kind of
I know. It's like
close to the end. But I guess we have to talk now because Peter is pooping, I think.
I mean, we milked 6 actors' names on a web page much longer than any right to be.
Yeah, as Anna said, the owlbear is pretty good. Maybe she means the toy because the owlbear in the movie was very entertaining.
Like, I'm trying not to buy all the Dieslings, so that's why I just went with the Mimic. But like,
which one's
y'all know I like? It's the treasure chest.
Oh,
that's
yes,
really
yes,
a big
yes,
evil
yes.
mouth.
The Mimic, yeah.
Like, but you know, I like things that transform into basic shapes. 'Cause I'm a basic bitch.
Wait,
no, like,
you mean
this
is a 20-sided die that turns into just a box? You had me at box.
Exactly.
I bought a friend of mine the Beholder because he's a D&D guy.
Oh, that's the one with all the
Yeah.
reverse Cthulhu, upside down Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Eyeball
You know,
Cthulhu or something. I don't
the
know.
Big
Yeah.
Trouble in Little China monster, but
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in forever. I don't know it at all, other than like the exploding scene.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Have you paid your dues, Jack? Yes, sir.
right,
The check
so-
is in the mail.
All right, let me do this as we wrap up here.
Yeah.
I just want a quick question to each one, 2 quick questions to each one of you. Peter, what was your initial thoughts when you saw the trailer?
I was with Rick, excited and wary. I've been duped by this stupid movie franchise before. In first live action movie, second live action movie, third live action movie, the fourth live action movie, not the fifth live action. I knew that one was going to suck ass. And then the sixth was pretty okay. I walked out of the sixth thinking, man, I haven't felt hope in a long, long time. Cool. And then the pandemic happened, and that was that. So,
Rob, what was your impression of the trailer?
I mean, it did its job as a trailer. I mean, you know, it was exciting and lots of flashy things going on and being obscure and jumping around a bunch. I mentioned earlier, you know, I enjoyed seeing that there were some more of the beast things around, you know, there's some more beast scenes and stuff. Although I'm still skeptical that they're going to be pretty marginalized and be uninteresting, you know. And then again, like I was like, the CGI looks pretty bad. I mean, you know, because it looks like a cartoon painted on top of a movie, you know, which good CGI isn't as obvious. So I don't know. And then at the end of the day, I was just like, oh yeah, it's just gonna be another Bay, whatever. Even if it's not Bay, so unless it comes out and has like 98s on Rotten Tomatoes,
I want to know
right?
why
I don't know that it changed my opinion.
it's not the Bumblebee director again. That's what I want to know. They
So yeah,
should have
that
thrown
was
more
it.
money at him.
I was like, well, I said I would watch it so I could be on the show tonight.
Yeah.
So I've done my homework and my chores complete, and I'm going to go back to doing work.
Nick, your impression of the trailer?
Okay. Going into it, right? You got to understand this first. Going into it, I was all kinds of worked up because of whatever shit Lorenzo said, right? He's like, oh, it's totally going to connect to the other movies now. And it's like, and so I went into this ready to hate it. And then, like, I watched the trailer and I was like, oh, this could be fun. There might be some fun stuff here, maybe. But ultimately, I have no trust for this product. I don't trust it at all because no one can get their story straight. No one can decide what it is. And they have never been consistent. So I have zero faith, zero trust in the final product. Nothing. I want to like this. And they do everything in their power to make sure I don't.
The last question.
What about you, Phil?
I was excited. I was very pleasantly surprised at how much excited I was when I saw it. The trailer dropped like as I was getting ready for work, and like my phone is like beeping as I'm driving to work. I'm like, all right, let me watch this when I get to my office. Like, part of me was like, should I watch this like after I just dropped off my kid at daycare and like watching the parking lot? I'm like, no, let's just like sit down and watch in the office, and I did it. And I was like, all right, crap, that looks fun. I showed it to my son that night, and he was like, So 8-year-olds, whose dads are Transformers fanatics, that they are hitting that chord there. But yeah, overall, I'm excited. It very well could suck. I totally get what you're saying, Nick, and Peter, what you said about we have been Charlie Brown and the football has been pulled out from in front of us multiple times.
That's it. That's the thing.
Yeah. But when The Last Night came out, and I think when Age of Extinction came out, at that point I was very just like, And even when Bumblebee came out, I needed people to tell me it was good before I went to go see it.
Yeah, that's why I waited for streaming on Bumblebee, because they had ruined any and all good faith. It was dead.
So last question, and I think we've all kind of answered it already, but let's just kind of get it out there. Will you go see it, Peter?
Yeah.
In the
I
theater?
already have plans. I'm going up to Joe Fest. It's coming out that weekend. I'm going to see it with my mom. We're making a big vacation out of Joe Fest, Transformers visiting, party time.
Robe, will you see it?
Really, really unlikely. Unless everybody talks about how amazing it is, but I really wanted to go see John Wick 4, and it just didn't work out. Me and Amanda were going to go see it, and some stuff happened, and just couldn't make it out there, and it's I'll just wait for it to come on streaming at this point.
Spoiler alert, a lot of people die.
I haven't seen John Wick 1, 2, or 3.
What?
Oh, they're so good. I rewatched
First
them all
good.
in preparation for 4.
I haven't seen the others yet, but the first
that's how excited I was for it, and even I still didn't make it to the theater for it. So for this shitty Transformer movie, unless all my friends are raving about it and I want to join the conversation, I won't watch it.
John Wick 4 is the first one I've seen.
Weird.
What?
I'll tell you the story later. Nick, are you going to go see it? Are you going to go see Rise of the East?
Before Lorenzo Di Bonaventura opened his mouth, I was going to go see it. I was going to buy
saying that
tickets.
dude's name. I don't know who the fuck he is. I
He's
think
a
you know too
producer
much
guy.
about. I think you know too much about the people behind the scenes.
Before he opened his fucking mouth, I was going to go see this movie. The second he opened his mouth, I was out. After I seen this trailer, I'm still out. But if one of you goes to see it and tells me, "Oh, it's good,"
No, bullshit. Because if I tell you that I went and saw it and it's good, you can be
not
like,
Peter.
bullshit.
Anybody but Peter.
Bullshit. I don't
Anybody
believe
but
you.
Peter.
I mean, for what it's worth, if I was in Nick's situation, I wouldn't believe Peter either. I'd be like, he's trying to trick me.
You're going to fool me with your
Peter,
electrified
AKA
fooling machine.
Forever Destron, we're Forever Lucy. So
I was about to say, we as cast members and other audience members of this podcast just need to tell Nick and Rob that the movie's awesome. The worse it is, the more we need to tell them it's awesome, so that they have to subject themselves.
You can't convince.
Well, now you've ruined it.
You can't convince everyone on Rotten Tomatoes.
I know.
To do it, and I use that as a barometer of just and it's always fun when the critic and the audience score is really different, and you're like, that really tells you
which way could it go.
This is probably a fun movie, but the critics hate it because it's not art. It's I can be down with that sometimes. I can fuck with that, but
I expect people from work to tell me, "Oh, dude, it was so badass. Oh, dude, it was so badass. Oh, dude, it was so badass." Just over and over and over. Did you see that with it? And then the big butthole was all "Rrr," and I was like, "Whoa!"
It's a butthole, but stuff doesn't come out of it. Stuff goes into it.
Yeah.
I am sure that the minute it hits streaming, I will do a commentary track with Nick and Jason's Infinite Pain list. No question, we will do it.
And
I want to be on
go
that
see
one.
it with the drunk Chicago crew, and then again with his hopefully less drunk son for the second viewing.
I'm gonna not give him his ADHD meds that day and just let him be insane in the theater.
Fucked up, bruh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. TFYLP, Monday, May 1st, 2023, episode 7,564. For those of us who joined in the chat, Lucas, thank you for showing up. Ryan Vegantech, Trent, Anna Pope, Ron Zaldron, Brewman, Nicholas Prime, and Destron. Thanks for all joining us in the chats.
Those losers.
The TFYLP moderator. Thanks for commenting as well. And yeah.
Book club. Book
Oh,
club
right.
is May 7th at 8:30 Central on the Discard for Victory, chapters 6 through 10.
Enter Patty, sister of Jan. Okay. Peter, is that for real? Is that what it's called?
I'm sure that's what the terrible translation is.
What?
Transformers Victory, chapter 6 through 10, the manga. Enter Patty, sister of Jan.
Yeah, in the Victory manga, the Victories were the kids from Master Force who wear armor that look like the characters from Victory. The story is completely different from the Victory cartoon. So, yeah, Patty she dresses up like Victory Leo and runs around, and
Shouting "Hell Satan."
yeah, Hail Satan.
Blood orgy.
Yeah, blood orgy. Oh.
And that's how we end the night. Thanks for joining us. Hit like, smash that like, tell all your friends.
I just want them to be good.
Tough shit.
You can't, Nick, this is why you can't have nice things.
I know.